Here we are again with HWH Season 8. We're starting off with a box, then a 180 consisting of a 90-degree turn that leads downward into a corner kicker, which then triggers, sends a car through a few pieces of straight track with flippers, then a 180 taken directly from the stackable booster kit set from the Track Builder Unlimited series. Here we have a kicker launcher that also came from this stunt box, and another piece which is actually missing a very important component. This is the thing that basically made HWH as viral as it is today. This is the rotor launcher. A car passes underneath it and it triggers a ratcheting mechanism which allows this thing to spin and take off in a nice little flight. And then finally, as a stopping block, we're going to be using this compact launcher, which came straight from an action set, a giant scoreboard, which was also featured in HWH. But as we probably know, apart from the reintroduction of the rotor to HWH, we also got all this to deal with. Now, as you can see here, 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups. With 3 different body styles remaining, let's just see which one can make it through to this layout this time around. So, like the other 2 episodes I just did, let's simply shuffle the cups around. And with that, here we go. Ah, there we go. A 65 Ford Mustang convertible. A muscle car, which simply means muscle cars is basically the selection that we got for today. And as we probably know, muscle cars do in fact consist of the likes of the Dodge Viper, Ford Mustang, Dodge Challenger and Dodge Charger, Chevrolet Camaro and Chevrolet Corvette, and a variety of others. As you can see here, I got a pretty nice selection here consisting of a good old 11 cars, both fantasy and realistic. And just like before, what we're going to do here, we're going to start from point A with this stunt box being used as a starting point, leading into this, then this, then this, then this, of course, which eventually leads to this, which, much like the corner kicker over there, this piece is also armed, so of course, that's pretty much there. Then we got this. Now, I'm pretty sure that these cars are all going to make it through in only one shot, so it probably won't be necessary to do 2 runs for these guys, much like I did with the pickups. But, first of which, we're going to start off with the 2013 SRT Viper. So, let's just get going. Well, I guess we'll just leave that on the floor there. So, yeah, the rotor's already gone right off the bat. Glad it made it though, because now we're going to try our hand at a somewhat obscured variation of muscle cars, the AMC Rebel Machine. Oh, it wasn't that familiar. If you remember with the 72 Ford Ranchero from the last episode, yeah, it's got corner bits that stick out and tend to get stuck or hung up on certain parts. Meanwhile, take a look at this. Similar things going on. AMC and Ford have a little something in common with this. Okay. Let's just... I guess we'll count that. Just because it went all the way through from here, which is definitely not far from up here, of course. Oh, well, though. Here we go. Shelby GT350R is going to be taking the pull up next. So this way, we'll see whether it gets better from here on out or not. Ah, that's right. That thing's got to be manually reset. Unless I could find a way to automatically make it happen. There we go. That's a good way to go here, as opposed to most of the others. So here we go. AMC is a somewhat obscure piece, and now we have ourselves a Plymouth. Not just any Plymouth though. The Plymouth AAR Cuda. This one's a pretty good model by any means. Well, like I said, pretty good model by any means. So, there you go. Now we're going to move on back to Ford with the 65 Mustang convertible, which was underneath the cup, for the record. Oh, whoa, wasn't that familiar. This time it just bumped into it. Oh well, let's try again. Well, this was a really good model in most ways, but I guess in certain parts it could get hung up. Still, that's a good way to go. It manages to go through a good amount of things, just blitzes through everything. Here we got ourselves a model that's probably not as good as the Mustang convertible, the SRT Viper. Pretty much, yep, the SRT 10 ACR Viper as opposed to a 2013 Dodge Viper. Well, there you go, SRT 10 ACR. Just simply knows how to impress us, just like that. Here we go, 63 Corvette. One of the members of the Highway 35 team. Out of all 35 cars, I'd say this one doesn't get as much love as most of the others. Oh, wow. Looks like a corner kicker just flips it over. Let's try that again. Oh, twice in a row. I got a feeling this might not end too well for it. Well, that is, unless you decide to send a 63 Corvette backwards. Well, there you go. Looks like we resolved an issue that could have been bad if it continued any further. But now we're going to move on to Ford again with the 72 Gran Torino. Really good model. I especially like the color that it came with in this version. Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, forget that ever happened. Sorry, guys. But time to move on here. Got ourselves another successor here, but let's hope that the following 2009 Corvette Stingray concept can actually do as good, if not better, than the others. And, well, what'd you know? It upheld its promise. Just the way we wanted to. Another Ford, another day with the Ford Mustang. This one, though, it's not just any, it's a custom 2018 Ford Mustang. It means it's a 2018 Ford Mustang, but customized. Has a spoiler and a splitter. Oh, it flipped upside down too. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, flipped over, but the flipper at least flipped it back upside down, or right side up even. But try backwards, how about? Wow. Does do a pretty good job when it goes backwards instead of just forwards. But here we go. We got ourselves one final model here for muscle cars. And of all muscle cars here, this is the only example of a fantasy model that I probably could have ever found. Sure, some others like Rally Cat or Hammerhead, or probably even, I would want to say there's probably a few others out there, but this one is D-Muscle. It only made sense that it's part of a muscle car group because the name D-Muscle definitely is a bit more obvious than some others. Wow. Just like that, we got another ace in the hole. 3 times in a row this time. I'm honestly really happy with how things have been turning out. This whole entire thing has definitely been one for the ages. One for the books and one for anything else in history. Point A to point B in this case seems to be more of a test. one of those really easy layouts that I'm sure beginners level racers would probably qualify for in about 5 minutes. Either way though, it's time for me to head off, but I will be back with 2 more groupings and 2 more cups worth of our time spent.